friends, what's going on today? It's about 200 degrees in Texas. Yeah, maybe not quite that hot. So what do? You cook outside so you don't heat the house up. So today we're going to cook some spare ribs, pork spare ribs. I just took it out of the package and drained all the blood and stuff, whatever. But so I'm going to pat this thing dry and just paper towel or something to get so it's a little easier to handle. And then we're going to trim these up, and I'll show you how I trim them. And then we'll put a little seasoning to them, and then we'll head out to the smoker. I've already got the smoker going. Today I'll be using a Traeger. You can do it either way. To me, I'm gonna be doing a lot of other things today, working, trying to do some stuff. As you know, Miss Bonnets is always remodeling something. So if I put them in the Traeger, I can just walk away from them. So I'm gonna turn them over and dry the other side, and then we're gonna start on trimming this back. All right, this flap that's on the back, it's kind of like a skirt or whatever. With all that in there, we're gonna cut that off of there because it hinders getting the seasoning to the back of the meat, and it really won't cook down. It's kind of grizzly. So get a plate here. Some people use it for they'll pressure cook it or do something with it, or maybe make pork stock out of it or whatever. But you don't want to go too deep because you'll get into that into your meat, into here. Here's your bones. So I'm gonna continue trimming this up a little bit, and then we're gonna cut one of the bones off the end, and we're gonna square this thing up so it kind of looks more even. And I think today, that's gonna come off in a minute, but I think today we're gonna try two different kinds of rubs. We're gonna try the Texas rub, which is just salt, pepper, and then later on we're gonna spritz it with some apple cider vinegar mixed with a little bit of honey toward the end. The other side, I've got some, it's called Hardcore Carnivore Sweet Rub, and I'm gonna rub one side of it with it, and we're just gonna do a taste test. We'll smoke them together, but try them both. So anyways, all right, let me finish trimming this up and I'll come back to you. All right, first thing we're gonna do is cut off, I think this is called the chine bone. You'll see it's got that deal right there, and there's some cartilage here. We're gonna cut right back behind here. I've already started the cut actually. We're gonna cut through that because that's not gonna, we'll use it for something else, because we're gonna trying to square this up. Just like that. Like it's full of bone and gristle. You could probably, I don't know, boil it. A lot of people will cut the meat off. His one guy I've seen, he'll smoke this just to chew on, he said, while he's cooking. But anyways, I'm gonna leave that right there for right now. All right, I'm gonna trim the top of this up a little bit more, this is on the opposite side of where you have the membrane. A lot of people, I'll show you in a minute, will take off the back side. It's called a membrane. I like to leave it on there because it kind of helps keep everything together. I'm gonna trim that some more in a minute. There's one little bone in here on this end. I'm gonna square this off about like that. We can do something with all that meat, and then we're gonna make these kind of like a uniform deal. We're gonna just kind of go down through here about like that, so they're all kind of uniform size. Now it's kind of squared up. They're all kind of about the same. I'm going to trim this fat up just a little bit more, and so be ready to start putting some rub on it. All right, I changed my mind. I'm going to try something just different. I'm going to use Chupacabra. It's rib noxious. I got this at Academy. It's an all-around rib rub and season all. So I'm just gonna season these dudes up. And It's got salt in there and stuff. That salt will draw out the moisture. And we're gonna do something later on after they get close to getting, when I wrap them, I'm going to, we're gonna squirt some apple cider vinegar and a little bit of honey in some water to keep them moist. All right, just about got this all covered with this goodness, and we'll meet y'all out at the smoker. All right, we're ready to put this little jewel in here. My fire, I'm gonna try to put it about like that. The main part of my heat's down here. It's the hottest part anyways, but it's pretty much airflow. It's a Traeger, so I got it set at 250, and we're gonna do that for about, it's gonna be about 4.5 hours, 5 hours, and then we're gonna wrap it. But before then, when we get to about 3 hours from now, we'll start spraying it with the apple cider vinegar and the honey to keep it moist. So it's gonna be a little while. We'll check with you whenever we start. We'll take a look at it in about 2 hours to see what 3 hours, see what it looks like. Pieces that I trimmed off, we decided it's got bone on it and whatnot, but we're still going to put them in here. I didn't put any seasoning on them, but we're just going to smoke them up for 4 or 5 hours, 3 or 4 hours, and just get some smoky flavor. Then we're going to put them in a freezer bag and maybe cook beans with them later. So, all right, I'm going to go out and spray a little bit of water to keep them moist. And this is about half, or probably almost 3/4 full of water, and then I had just maybe less than 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar and a shot of honey in there to keep it where it's not so bitter, but it should make a nice glaze. So I just kind of let it all stirred up, mixed up. Now I'm fixing to go spray them, and I'm also going to rotate my ribs. All right, I'm just going to rotate it real quick. Starting to look good. A little bit dry right there. That's why I'm going to put this on there. Keep it moist. All right. I've been spritzing this, keeping it moist. And I've just added some jalapeno cheddar sausage to here. I'm going to go ahead and wrap these for the last 35 to 45 minutes in foil. All right here. Keep them nice and moist. We're going to, oh yeah, they're nice and pliable. They're probably already done, but we'll finish off that sausage and we'll wrap these. I'm fixing it. Alright, now, just to make it a little more moist, wrap these dudes. And I actually turned down my heat some. I've been cooking at 250. I dropped it down to 180, just because I don't think, I think they're pretty much done. They've been in here almost 5 hours. So in the last 45 minutes, I'm gonna heat this sausage. It's already cooked, but I've sliced it a little bit to get a little bit of the smoke flavor in there. It'll be done in about 45 minutes. We'll let it rest for about 30. Head to the table. This has been smoking for about 6 hours. And I've let them rest for probably at least 30 to 40 minutes, and that's what they look like. So I'm going to flip them upside down and cut them, and we'll just see if they feel real pliable, like they're nice and tender, I hope. I guess I could have left that open. We could have laid them on there, but it don't matter. All right, let's see here. we go. We got smoke ring, super tender, like a little glaze on there. It is so tender. These are so good. I like these almost, I think I like them as good as the baby backs I've been used to cooking usually. So they just like fall off the bone. You might could actually shorten the time up on your cooking and might make them where they're not so, but I mean, you could just pull this bone out if you wanted to. So, all right guys, give that a try. Hope y'all enjoy it. Keep looking to the east, and I'm gonna keep looking to the meat. We'll see you.